Hi everybody! I am in our basement here working on our school classroom. It's about ready. It's getting close to the time to start our homeschool year. I thought I'd show you what our homeschool classroom looks like. So the main thing that really disrupted our classroom area this year was COVID-19. I started recording videos for our church's kids class, and I introduced a green screen to my basement over here, and as you can see, it takes up a lot of space. And I've gone through several different places where I've had to set up. I actually had it over here covering the door at one point. Then I moved the bed and had the screen where the bed is. Then I put the bed back and had the screen here where this table is. And I finally settled on the green screen over here. These are some of my problem areas. I have teaching supplies that were given to me over the summer when I was teaching, and I need to find some places to put those. My storage is over here. I have this section. This section here is full of cake decorating supplies, and then the next section of the closet I have a lot of musical instruments, and the closet behind me has mostly Christmas decorations. This table I use for math lessons with our kids. I do Saxon math with the kids. My oldest is into the level where there's lessons that she reads on her own and I only have to help her if there's a problem. But my two younger boys are together in second grade this year. So we sit at the table and I teach the lesson to them and I supervise their work. And so this table's pretty important. This is where we can do that. And then I have craft supplies over here, and all of this I've rearranged. I've moved this over here. The one problem I'm having in this spot is the lighting. It's pretty light really, but as soon as you sit down on this side, my bright light bulb over here casts a very dark shadow onto the work that we're doing. And I really do not like poorly lit work areas. In fact, I've put in 100-watt equivalent LED light bulbs in the basement because I love brightly lit work areas. On the other side of the room, I have two 150-watt equivalent LED light bulbs, which also work well to light up my green screen. So I do not like poorly lit work areas, and I found this LED fluorescent style light at Walmart for about $50. We're going to hang this up on the ceiling here right over this work area, or this direction so we miss the fan. And a bonus is it has a Bluetooth speaker. Anything with a Bluetooth speaker is a bonus in my mind. So that's what we're working on here. Over here we have two desks. I have my two sons in the same grade together. They're both in second grade. So we'll put them here, and we've got a furnace in the middle, which we don't use the furnace. We just plug in a space heater when it gets chilly down here. But we got two kids are close together. They're in the same grade, so I can sit kind of in between them and go back and forth between them to help them. The younger one is actually a stronger reader, so he can work more independently. So I can just divide my time between the two of them and just give them instruction as we go along. My green screen is going to stay here. This works good because there's a nice long space that goes straight back. I can pull my camera back as far as I want to. On the next corner I have kind of my personal office area, or my printer area anyways, my Wi-Fi printer with office supplies, and some of this may still all move because the craft area moved over here and my office supplies are over here. It used to all be together, and some of it was used interchangeably, and the table was right here where everything was accessible. So this definitely has changed a little bit. The table right in the middle was very nice when I was doing office projects because it was all close. So it's going to change my system a little bit. And then I brought out one more additional desk here. These were used school desks. Our local school is getting rid of desks, so this will be our youngest son. He's 4, and he's more like preschool stuff this year, so I can have him over there slightly away from the other kids to not distract them. And I've been working up here. I got some educational activities, games, puzzles, craft supplies have been up here, and then toward the bottom I had the bottom 2 shelves was one shelf for each grade, and I kept school books there, math manipulatives, that kind of stuff. It's a mess because I've been sorting and cleaning. And my oldest daughter is 9, and she is in 4th grade, so she kind of needs a separate area to work because I'm still pretty interactive with the younger kids, and that can be distracting to her listening to us talk. This time I told her this year that she could set up in this guest bedroom as her personal work area. We had an exchange student a couple years ago, and this was her bedroom, and so it's already set up to be a student area. I've got a nice desk in the corner with the lamp, and it looks like my daughter's already started moving some of her stuff in here. And so this will be just close enough, because we see the door is right here. You can see onto our main school area. So this room is close enough that I can watch her, and she has a tendency to she'll get to a break or a stopping point in her school, and then she'll just decide she gets a break, and then she never comes back to school. She was doing school upstairs at the end of last year, and we had a lot of problems with that. So she'll be close enough I can see what's going on, but she's far enough away that we can do our work with the younger kids, and we won't distract her. So I'll check back in as I work on this project and let you see how things are going, and then maybe later in a second video we'll let you see what a day of school looks like. Well, I finally got our schoolroom finished up and cleaned. We've already had 2 days of school down here because my cleaning was just taking a little longer than I wanted it to. So we've already tested the room out and even made a few changes after testing it out. Let me show you around, and I'll show you the stuff I've done. So let's start over this way. So we got our nice little light installed. We hung it through the wall. I love this work area, and I can show you here the difference between a usable table, and it's still light, but it's not as usable. So we got much more usable, and I have to demonstrate the Bluetooth speaker. This is just a song of my own from YouTube, but listen to this. Are you my sheep? Do you know my voice? So you can go louder and a little too loud. The next problem I had was over here on the bed. If you remember before, I had it covered in teaching supplies, and I had the floor down here covered in cake decorating supplies. I have successfully fit all of my cake decorating stuff on shelves. Got my teaching supplies here, and everything is out of the way. Each one of those needs its own individual cleaning project another day to make that more organized. One nice thing is the people that lived in the house before, they really knew how to work with what they had in this house to make it nice. It's not a beautiful basement, and I do like aesthetics, but I go for organized and practical more than aesthetics. So, but they did include these nice curtains. So nice curtains to cover up the closets, and you can see the same thing over here. We also have curtains to cover up this closet. The people that lived here before made this. So the shelf is still here. It's got our teaching, some craft supplies out here, some more teacher supplies for the kids, and this is kind of my personal shelf to get the things that the kids need. Then over here I ended up changing some stuff around. I had a bookshelf here where this little kids table is at. Move the camera over here. So I had a bookshelf, but I ended up moving the bookshelf and putting this kids table here. The chair was pointing out. I had turned all the desks so they were pointing out toward the middle of the room so the light could shine on them. But this one, it was hard to get into the seat because the seat is here. And when the desk was pointed out, it was hard to get into the seat. So I turned it around, and then the next problem I had was the lighting on the desk. Let me show you this. The desk here was kind of dark because the back was to the main light. You can see the difference in light here. It was a little bit dark, and so I just used a mirror and made it quite a bit brighter. Over here I did end up also making the desks point out because that's out toward the light, and it just makes better lighting for doing schoolwork. My son that uses this desk needs a little more teacher assistance, so I got a chair there and I sit there most of the day. And then my other son sits over here very close by, and I can help him. So I used to have like kids things that they could do. Like William, my youngest, he comes and he's not ready for school yet. I need to help him one-on-one because he's kindergarten. So I moved that shelf over here and put things for him to do down here. This shelf has puzzles and just different activities he can play with. He can access it on his own. When I tell him to go get something to do, he can pick something by himself and do it. My daughter in the room back here, that worked really well. So during our school day, I sit a lot with my one son he's a kind of a slow learner, so he needs a lot of one-on-one. But then I can just walk back and forth among all the kids here that are working. We're really blessed by having this large basement, this large open space. I know not everybody has that. Our first year of school in this house, we did school at the dining room table, and I had a chair in the corner. We just piled up our books on this one chair, and then when it was time to do school, we took all the things off and put it on the table, and that worked okay. We're definitely blessed by the space here. Not everyone has the space to spread out and have a big, huge schoolroom. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got some useful ideas. I got the idea to make this video because the other day, one of my friends sent me a message and asked me, Ruth, what do you do for your school routine? And we don't have to be perfect at our routine. We don't have to be perfect at our setup, but just being an encouragement to one another, I can give you my ideas, and I go on YouTube and other places to look for ideas myself. So this is just some ideas to see how a real homeschool mom does it, and hopefully this is encouraging to you. If maybe this is your first year of homeschooling, or you've done it for a while and you just are looking for some more ideas, hopefully this is helpful to you.